How's it going, everybody? No, I've been gone a few days, but I'm back now. And we got more evidence of a Zack Snyder cut with this photo. And Film Junkie, Film Gob, Chris Wong, they've all talked about this already. And I almost beat them to this because I saw this like a few days ago, this photo, which I have up right now, as you see the coffin and the team. And everybody was there getting Superman's coffin. But I remember seeing this a few days ago before anyone posted a video. And I was really about to like post a video and like beat everybody to it. But, you know, life gets in the way. You fucking ran out of time. So I missed the train on that a little bit. But what I want to really talk about, you know, other than this photo, which is a magnificent photo from Zack Snyder, what I want to talk about is the actual cut and whether or not it exists. I am in the camp that it exists. Like, for sure, this cut exists, and it's being worked on, like, as we speak. Like, I'm in that camp right now. And I came across a great little article talking about this. It came out March 13th, just a few days ago. And I think everyone here is going to really appreciate it. Now, this article is by Russell Breger from the InTheCenterNews.com. I have no idea what website this is. This could be complete bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But take it with a grain of salt and just keep an open mind. All right? I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to get to the point of what he's trying to get at. And I'll pick it up right here, actually. I'm going to raise my hand and admit to you, I've been skeptical of the legendary, and as far as we know, the non-existent Snyder Cut. I've said on multiple occasions, I didn't believe there would be one. It just seems like the Justice League size hole is just that, a hole. And one that Warner Brothers doesn't want to throw any money into. All that out there, I've taken a double take, people. Sure, I was already beginning to wonder deep down with the photo of Zack Snyder's cut thumb and the behind-the-scenes photos that maybe, just maybe, it might happen. But now, I think it's safe to sound the alarms. Clay Enos, the set photographer for Snyder's Justice League, recently responded to a fan, Anthony Cruz, on Vero, and it has my mind racing. Now, this is the conversation. Now, if you don't know who Clay Enos is, Samual Otten, his channel, he actually had an interview with this guy, I believe. He talked to this guy for like an hour, talking about the symbolism and every single shot of Snyder's Man of Steel and shit. This guy's in the know. He knows Zack Snyder. He knows the crew. He's always on set, you know. If anyone would know whether or not a Snyder Cut exists, it's this guy. So, I'm going to put up the conversation, as you can see for yourself, but I'll read it out anyway. Anthony Cruz says, Clayman, could you tell us if a Snyder Cut exists? Or must we keep believing it does? Then Clay Enos responds, funny you'd ask that. I've been working on a project where Steve Perry visits all the time. Whenever I see him, there's only one song that pops in my head. And then Anthony Cruz says, those words are all I need. Now, I have no idea what the fuck that meant. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what the fuck Clay meant by that response. Who the fuck is Steve Perry? You know, like, so I looked it up. And first thing that comes up when you type in Steve Perry is the American songwriter Steve Perry of the band Journey. The most famous song they have is Don't Stop Believin'. Everyone's heard that fucking song. But Steve Perry died in 1998. Okay? So just go with me on this. Clay says, I've been working on a project where Steve Perry visits all the time. Who the fuck is Steve Perry? Steve Perry died in 1998. So it can't be that Steve Perry that's visiting him. So is he just making a reference towards the songwriter and the song in general? Or is he really talking about a person named Steve Perry that's also a photographer that visits him? You know, I tried looking it up. The only other Steve Perry I could find is a nature photographer. And I got another Steve Perry that was on Fandango's filmography for Justice League. And I don't even know if that one's accurate. So as the article continues, and I'll put a link to the article in the description so you can go read it for yourself. But the writer goes on to say, now this could be taken two ways. First, being literal, where he's simply telling the fan, don't stop believing, nothing more. The second way is, it's happening, you know? The actual cut is happening. Like, the Clay, you know, is just talking with people that are working on the Justice League cut. And every time he sees people that worked on Justice League, And every time he's going to work, he's thinking, oh, don't stop believing because we're going to be working on the Snyder Cut. It's going to come out, you know? Now, we got to find out who the fuck Steve Perry is. All right? Because if he's talking about just the musician, then that's a very strange way to talk about the musician, right? Like, read his sentence. You know, I've been working on a project where Steve Perry visits all the time. Like, if he's talking about the musician, that doesn't make any sense. The sentence doesn't make any sense. So he has to be talking about a living person, right? And just like this guy who wrote this article said, it gets his mind racing. It gets my mind racing too. Like, I know Clay Enos was a set photographer for Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, you know? I'll put his Samual Otten interview in the description too, so you can go listen to that. This guy can be trusted, all right? He has way more insight than anybody like at Collider, you know, or anybody on the Hollywood Reporter, okay? This guy actually works on the sets. And if he's even referencing the song Don't Stop Believin', or if he knows a guy named Steve Perry and he knows they might be working on it and he's saying Don't Stop Believin', you know, if Clay is saying Don't Stop Believin', then there's a serious chance that they are working on this cut. Clay could have easily told this fan that, unfortunately, we're not working on it, sorry, you know, like he could have just said that to this fan, right? He didn't have to give the fan false hope, okay? And that's the thing with Snyder and his leaked pictures and all these cast and crew members coming out and talking about the deleted scenes. They just keep giving fans hope. And why would they do that, you know? Unless they know there's a serious chance that this could happen, as long as fans keep supporting it. As long as fans keep pushing for it, WB will cave, and this will happen. If not, it's already happening, you know? It might already be happening. It is not a coincidence that every week Zack Snyder is posting Justice League photos. Okay? Justice League's been out of theaters since December, right? No other director in Hollywood posts deleted scene images of their movie, you know? 3 months after the fact. This is too coincidental, you know? Like, too many things have happened to make this a coincidence, you know? Like, if we were going to trial right now, and we put WB on trial for murder, they would get the death penalty because there's so much goddamn evidence right now that's going against them. There's so much evidence that this cut exists that it would convince any jury that it does exist, right? So, like, yeah, don't stop believing. This shit is going to happen. And another thing, on Chris Wong's video, there's this guy who left a comment there, and take this also with a huge grain of salt. Probably a 99% chance this guy is bullshitting, but this guy left a comment on Chris Wong's channel, and he didn't just leave the comment and like never came back. Like, he kept responding to people too, which proves that, number one, he's not a bot or a computer. Like, this is a real person responding right now because he's responded too many times for it to be a fake person. But I just wanted to read his comment real quick, and Captain Ramsey already knows this. He left a response to this guy's comment too, so some of you probably already seen this comment. And even though I want it to be so true, I mean, this is really sketchy, you know, to believe somebody that's commenting on a YouTube channel, you know. But the guy's name is Paulo Eduardo. He's from Portugal. English is not his first language, so that's why his English isn't perfect. But this is his comment. Chris Wong, Snyder reconnected with WB some time ago. Hermana did call out to him, and he was offered the chance to finish his work on Justice League with the Ultimate Cut. Also, he was working out details for the follow-up to Justice League, Man of Steel 2. I could say one thing, the public and fan response has not been unheard. Hermana did understand the shitstorm that was Justice League, reshot by Whedon. Zack Snyder's a great guy, and his right time will talk about the fans and how supportive they were to get this going again. Stay tuned. Now, it would be crazy to believe a guy just off a YouTube comment board. You know nothing about him, but, I clicked on his channel. He's got 1,000 subscribers, okay? He is from Portugal, he does speak Portuguese, and people, were questioning him, and so he responds again. Hello, I am a web hosting company back in Portugal and have several clients that work all over the world. I do know a particular client that is actually a good friend of mine. He works for WB at a certain department. I cannot say any specifics of this because I am bound to client/company privacy laws, but what I'm saying is that the information is not bogus. And he would keep responding like, so this guy, he's either the world's greatest troll and most creative troll because he's sticking to his fucking narrative, right? That he's just made, right? For this comment. He's sticking to it. So either he's doing the greatest troll job in the history of troll jobs, or he might just know something. I want to believe it so badly, but it's really hard to take this seriously at all. And this was just on a comment board on a YouTube video, so this is not fact. But if this guy actually knew somebody and they said, yeah, we're working on Justice League cut, we're working on that director's cut, it's going to come out later this year, like that would be insane. But yeah, if you want to see that guy's comment, just go to Chris Wong's video and look for it. Paulo Eduardo. So either, he's telling the truth or he deserves major applause for his excellent troll job. Like, this is like the most creative troll ever. Or he's telling the truth. But anyway, that's what I got today. What do y'all think about that? It just feels like every week we get a little more and a little more about this Snyder Cut. More and more evidence that, yes, there were a shit ton of deleted scenes. And yes, Zack Snyder has not forgot about Justice League. He still thinks about it, and he might still be thinking about it because he's still working on it. Because I don't know many directors that actually keep talking about a movie after it's already come out, Like, how long did David Ayer talk about Suicide Squad? Like a month when it came out, and that was it? I don't think he's mentioned that movie since, So, it's just way too many questions, way too many coincidences. Something is happening, Warner Brothers is hearing the outcry. They are seeing a demand for this cut, and they are seeing the huge PR nightmare if they don't do this cut, because the one thing people hate more than anything is injustice. And when you fuck up Justice League and everybody finds out about the injustice you've done on Justice League, people get pissed. And Warner Brothers doesn't want that. Hamana, president of DC Films, he doesn't want that. There might be a serious chance this cut exists. And that's it. Just wanted to give everyone some hope. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Yeah, don't stop believing. I'm sure the cut exists. It's going to come out. But, that's it for now. Yeah, Kristen Wiig was Cheetah. Yeah, she's Cheetah. I might talk about that at some point. I'm not a fan of the casting. I'll just say that right now. And, yeah, that's it for now. I'll see y'all on the next one.